So, Simin, you don't want to tell me anything about the Kijidia you may or may not be hiding, but I have these books that the Mages Guild just keeps giving me. So, here they are. I see you have magic tomes. Ancient Wind. I have no idea what sort of spell it is. And considering the price of the book, ooh. This is good. This is very good. I might have to use the same trick. No, maybe not. Let's find out. Oh, brilliant. We can teleport to Caldera and Ebonheart. Excellent. Also, Julia, come back. I don't know where you disappeared, but let's try to not lose you again. Straight to Jobasha's and nothing else. Nobody strays, please. I suppose while we're in Vivek, I should look for all 3 informants before going to the Lalu Canton and talk to Crassus Curio about the orders I got. I have the contracts, so if there's anything suspicious about them, I can give them directly to Crassus Curio. Is this the way? No, that's where we started. Julia, you still with me? You're not going to disappear?
It's so.
I am strangely popular here. I guess my reputation precedes me. How's that?
Jobasha's rare books is...
Let's go downstairs, alright? Let's go all the way downstairs. Hello? So long as you don't get lost, I'm happy to go downstairs. Hey, Jobasha?
Jobasha is glad to finally see his good friend, Julia. I am sorry for my lateness. Some dark elf thugs took offense at the scales on my... You should be safe here. The temple has posted an ordinator to guard the shop. Although Jobasha does not know if this is to protect Jobasha or to keep a watchful eye on Jobasha and his customers. Some of these books have truths the temple does not like to be spoken of. In fact, my new friend wishes to learn of the Nerevarine cult. Perhaps we should all speak a little softer with the ordinators sniffing around. Yes, thank you very much. We should be free from distraction here. Now, I said I'd tell you about the Nerevarine cult so you can report back to Caius. And I don't know of any 6th house cult, but I can tell you what I do know.
All right.
When the Ashlanders joined Nerevar in the Battle of Red Mountain, he swore on his great ring, one clan under moon and star, to honor the ways of the spirits and rights of the land. But after the victory, Ashlanders say the power-hungry tribunal slew Nerevar in secret. Then, setting themselves up as gods, the tribunal and the great houses forgot Nerevar's promises to the tribes. Ashlanders say Nerevar will come again with his ring, cast down the false gods, and make good his promises to the tribes. To understand the Nerevarine cult, you must understand the history of the Ashlanders. Nerevar means something very different to the Ashlanders from what he means to Dunmer of the Great Houses. You should also know about the persecution of the Nerevarine and the legacy of the false incarnate, for the Nerevarine cult is at the heart of the ancient conflict between the nomadic Ashlanders and the settled Great House Dunmer. Here is a summary for Caius, but ask your questions and I'll answer in detail.
Alright, let's start with the history of the Ashlanders.
In the First Era, the nomadic Ashlanders and the settled Dunmer clans were much alike. But after the First Council and the formation of the Great Houses, Ashlanders have been steadily forced into the poorest and most hostile lands. Now the nomadic tribes look to the prophesied return of Nerevar for a restoration of their ancient rites and religious traditions. In the past, some have claimed to be the reincarnated Nerevar. The most recent is known as Peakstar, a figure of legend among the Wastes tribes for the last 30 years. The temple says these false incarnates disprove the prophecies, since the false incarnates fail and come to nothing, but the mystical Nerevarine cult glorifies rather than shrinks from contradictions, citing the appearance of failed incarnates as certain proof of Nerevar's coming rebirth.
Like a warm-up, right? So, what about the persecutions of the Nerevarine?
The temple treats the Nerevarine prophecies as heresy, and the temple imprisons and executes heretics unless prevented by imperial law. But since the Nerevarine cult is hostile to the Empire does not interfere when the temple persecutes the cult. Ashlanders hate the temple, and particularly the Ordinators, for their ruthless treatment of Nerevarine cultists.
I see. What about the sixth house that I hear of?
I've never heard of such a thing. House Dagoth was the sixth house, but in the War of the First Council, they betrayed the other great houses and were destroyed for their treason. But I've never heard of anyone worshipping them. Dagoth the ancient head of House Dagoth, is the devil of the tribunal faith, but I've never heard of anyone worshipping him either.
Anything else about the Nerevarine cult?
I gave you a summary for Caius. Feel free to read it, of course.
Okay. Now, the great houses seem to side with the tribunal.
In modern times, Morrowind is ruled by 5 great houses: House Hlalu, House Redoran, House Telvanni, House Indoril, and House Drez. Great Houses culture is partly defined by its roots in ancient Dunmer tribal clans, and partly by later imperial influences from other Western cultures. The Great Houses culture is only one of the native Dunmer cultures of Morrowind. The other native culture, the Ashlander culture, is a nomadic barbarian culture, largely untouched by imperial influences.
Okay, so where do the Ashlanders feel? Where do the Ashlanders fit in this political landscape?
The Ashlanders hate the House Dunmer, who have become soft and who have abandoned traditional ancestor worship for the gods of the tribunal. And the Ashlanders hate Outlanders, who invaded and stole their land and forced them to live as a subject people. A reborn Nerevar who could drive out the Outlander invaders, destroy the false worship of the tribunal, and restore the pure traditional life and faith of the nomads would be a very popular hero to the Ashlanders.
Right, it was lovely traveling together.
Perhaps someday, yes. For example, I would greatly wish to see the Ashlands and their peoples with my own eyes. But at present, my duties to the Morag Tong do not permit me to travel.
Yeah, but you see, you're still following me. So you wanna stick around for a bit? I'm good, Shabasha, thank you. Well, I guess Julia is sticking around. Excellent. Interesting. I know what it is. I was trying to ready my hands to cast a spell, but I cannot at this point. Okay, Julia. Lovely to have you. You can follow me as we look for the other informants. Let me have a sip of water. Excellent. So next up, we want to go further into Vivek to go to the, I want to say, Saint Olms Canton, but I could be wrong. What did I put in my notes? So, St. Olms, alright. Julia has gone off to do marathon business, I guess. Well, it was lovely to meet him. Very, very knowledgeable about history. I'm surprised he knew nothing of Dagoth War. Like, I can't walk in a town at night without having a sleeper. Tell me about Dagoth War. Hey, Guarana. Let's go. So this is 4 1/4. In front of me we have Redoran. No bridge. Oof, yeah. All that wearing robes and a skirt. Remember, Kaga still has my backpack. Now, it's not exactly filled with essentials, but my loot is there. I haven't played in such a long time. So the next time I go to Balmora, not only do I need to give smaller pauldrons to Kaga so that she can move around the shop without, you know, carrying the heavy weight of her orcish pauldrons, I also need to get her a backpack of her own. This is St. Delin. Then we just need to move across. And this will be St. Olms. I don't think we've been there yet. Alright. And we're looking for a Khajiit.
I'm looking for a friend of mine, a female Khajiit named Adiranir. Do you know where I can find her?
No, I'm looking for her
Her
too.
name is Adiranir and she is a Khajiit. Do you know where I can find her? I see. Well, perhaps some other good citizen can tell me where to find her.
Sure. Like, have you asked him?
I'm Adavis the Rain. Don't worry. Vivek can be confusing for us, and we live here. Is there some specific place you want? Or someone in particular you're trying to find? I already have plans. That's very sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have you seen a female Khajiit?
I know Adiranir.
Uh-huh.
And if I know Adiranir, she'll be staying out of sight as long as the census and excise agent is lurking about. Probably down in the underworks. Look for trapdoors down from the canal works level.
The census and excise agent?
Imperial tax collectors.
Yeah, I know.
Smugglers and tax dodgers.
Is that what Adirania is? The underworks, what should I expect there?
The underworks are the canton sewers.
Mm-hmm.
Go out and look over the side. You can see the outflow drains underwater. Very nice place. Yes, indeed.
Fair enough. Hey, do you know about Daggerthor? Poisoned with soul sickness. Okay.
Red Mountain is the great volcano in the center of Vardenfell Island.
Mm-hmm.
The crater of Red Mountain is called the Dagoth-Ur region, where Dagoth-Ur and his evil servants dwell. The tribunal built the ghost fence around Red Mountain to imprison Dagoth-Ur and his servants, and to protect Morrowind from the blight storms that issue from Dagoth-Ur's crater.
Interesting. Well, thanks for the information. So we're looking to go down. Candle works. Here we go. Underworks. Yeah. A lovely place indeed. Yup, not keen to walk on that. Let's have a bit of light, shall we? You know what, Emily? I really need to give you a lantern or a torch. There we go. There you go. Between my light and your light will be good. Okay, I don't see anyone in here. How big is this place? Big enough. Okay. Ah. Not exactly an enjoyable place for a walk. Sorry, Emily. Probably... Emily, wait. Wait. Okay. Stay here. I want to try something. A little bit of shield. Good restoration. Some sanctuary. And whoa! Oh my goodness! Okay, I realize now. Using a rat for practice is, well, maybe a good way of practicing, but oh my goodness! Also, an amazing way of collecting diseases. I'm getting this rat should be dead for all intent and purposes. If it's carrying all those diseases, it should be dead. Okay, my block is increasing. I was really hoping to improve... Okay, let's stop. I was really hoping to improve my... Oh gosh. That was foolish. That was so foolish of me, I realize now. Emily! Can you see me, Emily? On the bright side, I see somebody over there. Emily. That was... She's pinching her... Yeah, I know. Is it me? No, it's the sewers, right? It's the sewers. Alright, let's go, Emily. Alright. Luckily, I have managed to heal myself of all the diseases. Let's have a little bit of shield. I see big rats. Yeah, right behind you. You going after the rat? No, let it be. Let it be. We'll be fine. Hello. You're Adiranier? Yes. I need you to tell me about the Sixth House cult. You're distracted. Oh, I see. Is it the agent from the Census and Excise? Yeah, I saw him. He's looking for you. I can try to make him go away. Just give me a few minutes, okay? Not really. There we go. I'm just really trying to figure out the way so that when I come back, I won't have to run the whole length of the sewers. Okay, here we go.
Yes. As I said, I'm looking for a friend of mine, a female Khajiit named Adiranier. I thought you might be able to tell me where to find her.
Adiranier?
Yes, her name is Adiranier, and she is a Khajiit. Do you know where I can find her?
Yeah, she just took a gondola to the mainland.
What a disappointment. But thank you for your time. I was just heading back to the mainland myself anyway. And maybe I'll run into her there.
Yeah, who knows?
I am Duvianus Platorius, agent and taxman of the Census and Excise Office. I'm sure I've got better things to do. I already have plans. I'd prefer not to.
Well then, this is goodbye. Is this... I don't think it is. That's weird. We want to go on the other side, I think. There was a done milady. Yes. And then just this way, I guess. Hey, Adironir. He's gone. Alright, tell me about the Nerevarine then. Yeah, you know about the cult? No, you don't. Okay. So what do you know? You know about smuggling. And smugglers, they suddenly got very busy with their old client. They have a new employer, the Sixth House. Okay. And what are they smuggling? It's a big business, I get that, but what are they smuggling? You do not know. Anything else about the Sixth House? Okay. Do you know about the Nerevarine? It's a silly superstition. Maybe yes, maybe no. Well, thank you for your time. Emily, round 2 with the rat. That is 2 down, 1 to go. We want to go all the way to the temple and find Mera Milo. And she should be in the High Fane, was it? Oh, you don't know Emily. I know that was before you joined the team. That's the way we're going. Looks like we're gonna have to jump again. I got this. I got this. I am tired, it's true, but... That was impressive.
So, welcome to Vivek. I'm sure you have some questions. What would you like to know?
I was wondering if you knew Mera Milo, but maybe not. Rumors will do. Akajit in Kol? Guarana, is that true? You can wear a pack? Such a good girl. Such a good girl. Well, we'll get you a pack.
Do you need something, Outlander?
No, I'm just gonna go through, thank you.
It's not bad when you know your way around. What are you looking for in Vivek?
I'm looking for Mera Milo. But you don't seem to know about her.
I am a noble, elevated by birth and distinction to the highest ranks of Imperial.
Right, I know what a noble is. And I'm not impressed. So we can go down. I guess. Ooh. Maybe we'll find some good books in there. I mean, look at the size of this library. Beautiful. On the other hand, we talked to Jobasha and we know for a fact that books that are legal are not necessarily the most interesting books. I got a feeling this is not exactly a treasure trove. I mean, they have tons of books, don't get me wrong. I didn't mean to take it. Let's take a look at it. Right. I'm fairly certain we're not going to find Book of Jokes. We're looking for a Lady Dunmer.
Yes, I'm Morrowind. I assent you. Follow me into the back of the library. We can't talk here.
Okay, right behind you. Wow, she really doesn't want anybody listening to us.
Go
Okay.
ahead. I'm afraid I don't know anything about a sixth house cult, but I can tell you about the Nerevarine cult.
Please do.
The temple worships Nerevar as a saint and hero, but prophecies of his reincarnation are punished as wicked heresy. The Nerevarine cult claims the tribunal are false gods, hence the temple's persecution of the Nerevarine cult. A group called the Dissident Priests disputes temple doctrine on the Nerevarine prophecies. The prescribed book Progress of Truth describes their beliefs. Get a copy of Progress of Truth for Caius Cosades. That will tell him things he needs to know about the Nerevarine cult.
Okay, tell me about you. How do you know so much about the Nerevarine cult? I see. Tell me more about the Dissident Priests.
The Dissident Priests dispute temple doctrine and are outlawed and persecuted by the temple. Ordinators arrest and imprison heretics, and the Empire cannot interfere. Progress of Truth lists their beliefs. In brief, they challenge the purity and divinity of the tribunal, suggesting their powers are sorcerous, not divine, and perhaps akin to the powers of Dagoth-Ur. They also condemn the arbitrary power of the Ordinators and accuse the temple hierarchy of self-interest and corruption.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me more about the Nerevarine cult?
As I said, the Dissident Priests have a book called Progress of Truth, which gives their views on the beliefs of the Nerevarine cult.
Right. You don't happen to have a copy of it?
This book lists the disputes of the Dissident Priests with tribunal temple doctrines. The temple has outlawed the sale or possession of the book, so it will be hard to find. We have a copy here, but I fear I'm being watched by the Ordinators here. A safer plan would be to search local booksellers. Some booksellers ignore temple bans on outlawed books for profits or for principles.
Why are the Ordinators watching you?
I do not care for temple politics,
Uh-huh.
but I have read Progress of Truth, and it troubles me. I have friends, former priests, who have gone into hiding, so I am bound to come to the attention of the Ordinators. I am careful.
All right. How do you know Caius Cosades?
Caius is a dear friend. Like me, he admires the best traditions of the temple. Charity for the poor, education for the ignorant, protection for the weak. He is a Westerner, but he has come to love our land and our people. But like me, he distrusts the arbitrary power of the Ordinators. And like the Dissident Priests, he suspects the temple is hiding something. He serves the Emperor, but he also loves Morrowind, and he sees the failing virtues of the temple as a threat to Morrowind's political stability.
Anything else I should know about the Nerevarine prophecies?
Outlanders have a mystical tradition of interpreting dreams and visions as prophecies. These prophecies are recorded in verse and may be lost or garbled over the generations. But the Dissident Priests have collected many ancient prophecies of the Nerevarine, many of which they believe to be genuine. Collectively, these are called the lost prophecies of the Incarnate. One of the sacred missions of the Dissident Priests is the collection and study of these prophecies. Why does the temple persecute the dissident priests? Because attacks on the temple weaken the faith and leave the people defenseless against the influence of Dagoth-Ur. Faith is what strengthens the will of the believer against Dagoth-Ur's lies. Faith is the source of the divine power that sustains the tribunal in their battle with Dagoth-Ur. Since the Empire, some Dunmer have turned away from the temple. That's why Dagoth-Ur grows stronger, why blight storms and monsters threaten the land. It's an Ashlander cult, primitive superstition, says the temple. Nerevarines say the tribunal are false gods. I've never understood why the temple wastes so much energy on them. The faithful cannot be shaken by such attacks, and the Ashlanders are just ignorant savages. But since the submission of the temple to the Empire, and the erosion of faith among the Dunmer, the militant wing of the temple is increasingly fierce in its attacks on heretics and heathens.
So what about soul sickness?
Soul sickness is called madness or insanity in the Empire. Signs of soul sickness are strange dreams, uncontrollable impulses, and cruel and evil deeds. Madness is not a disease, as Westerners believe, for if it were, it might be cured by blessings and healers. Soul sickness is a curse of Dagoth-Ur, who sends dark dreams to attack the weak of faith in their sleep. Those strong in faith can resist. Those weak in faith must seek counsel from the temple.
Look, you're taking chances talking to me, so I'll be straight with you. I have been having disturbing dreams.
That means nothing to me. Perhaps you wouldn't know, but the temple regards disturbing dreams as a sign of soul sickness, a sign that the mind is deranged by impure impulse. Shrines are three-sided trioliths where prayer and offering. The four orders of ordinators answer to the Alma ruler in Almalexia. The official religion of the Empire, the Imperial cult, worships the 9 divines. The 9 divines are the Aedra Akatosh, Dibella, Arche, Zenithar, Mara, Stendar, Kinnereth, and Julianos, and the divine god-hero Tiber Septim, founder and patron of the Empire. These are indeed powerful spirits, but they are untrustworthy and unworthy of worship.
That's fair. I appreciate that you inform yourselves about them. Are the ancestors important for you, much like the Ashlanders?
The strongest of us live long after death, so that we may guide and protect our children and kinsmen. We speak of such strong spirits as heroes and wise women in our songs, sung so we may not forget their wisdoms and gifts.
That sounds a little bit like what the Ashlanders would say, honestly. Tell me about blessings.
Temple faithful and reverent guests may make offerings at shrines and receive in return a blessing.
Mm-hmm. What of the Daedra?
Are our ancestors. Before the tribunal, we worshipped the Daedra as gods, but they didn't deserve it, since they harmed us as often as they helped us. When they became gods, the tribunal became our protectors and high ancestor spirits. The good Daedra became loyal friends of the tribunal, but the bad Daedra remained foul and treacherous.
Who are the good Daedra?
Boethia, Mephala, and Azura are
Boethia?
loyal friends of the tribunal. These Daedra are the good Daedra, which we also call the Anticipations.
But Boethia? Are you sure? Alright, tell me about Dagoth-Ur. Is he the evil that the temple is saying he is?
Dagoth-Ur is the evil immortal enemy of the tribunal temple cult. The temple holds Dagoth-Ur and his hosts accountable for all the evils that beset the Dunmer and Morrowind. Dagoth-Ur dwells in fiery caverns beneath Red Mountain, served by his kin called ash vampires and by legions of deformed monsters.
Right. The ruins you mentioned, aren't they Dwemer in nature?
Saint Nerevar and the tribunal defeated the Dwemer in holy war,
Uh-huh.
banished them from the face of the world for their blasphemies.
So Nerevar and the tribunal made them go away? I'm asking because Trebonius wants me to find out, so that could be interesting. How do you feel about the Empire?
Who can oppose the law and taxes of the Emperor? His hand lies heavy on our ancient land.
No one, I guess. Thank you for your time. Was there anything else? If I'm looking for a special tome... No, I'm looking for a friend of a friend, an orc named Gwash. Yes, he's Kaga's friend. You do know him. Oh, but you won't tell me. All right. Well, thank you. Maybe somebody else here knows about him. Maybe I'm not gonna start talking with an ordinator. We're gonna lay low a little bit.
This is the sacred city of Vivek. Count your blessings. Can I help you find someone in particular? Or are you just looking around?
No, I am looking for a friend of a friend whose name is Grash. You do know him. He went to the Aralan Ancestral Tomb, or is looking for it. What was he looking for? A history book on the family. Right. I'll tell Kaga about it.
That's very sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. But I have no interest
Grant you humility.
going into a tomb. We did that once, and that was enough for me. We need to find the progress of truth. I know for a fact Jobasha will have it. Okay. Now, this is quite a maze. But I think if we go north, that should take us back to the foreign quarter. Can you believe we've already spent most of the day in Vivek, going back and forth between the cantons? Hey, Guarana. So, Jobasha. And then Crassus Curio. And then I really need to find a place to crash. And no, it will not be Crassius' place. Nothing but that. Maybe at the Mages Guild. And I'll talk to Crassus Curio in the morning when I'm refreshed. After a good breakfast. That's probably the wiser strategy here. Still, Vedoran. Gosh, it takes forever to cross the city. I am really impressed at the stamina that Amelie has. Foreign quarter, here we go. We can barely see a thing. Yeah. Believe it or not, it's easier to go backwards. Because looking up, my little orb of light is brilliant, but it floats so slowly. And you know, behind me, so its use as a light source is not incredible, to be honest. See what I mean? I mean, it's gone now. Yeah, no, sorry, I got lost. This is a way up. Okay. upper wastework. I really wanted to go higher than that. And from here, I don't think there's a way, so... we're going back outside. Ooh! Clothier should have completed their work. That is good news. At least when we're up here, the starlight is just enough to see where we're going. I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it.
How about a
We're gonna talk to Trebonius. We're gonna give him his robes. Hey, Trebonius. Here you go. You give me what? A soul gem? Well, yes, that is disappointing. Really, you want to promote me? Right.
You seem like very good company.
I wish I could return the compliment. No. Yes, that's Trebonius's bed, but we can use this one, right? Alright. We have a dream. I dreamt that a tall figure with a golden mask greeted me saying, "There are many rooms in the house of the master. Be easy, for from the hands of your enemy, he has delivered me. It seems I have died and could see myself laid upon a table lit by candles, but with my own hands I touched the figure, and the figure drew breath, opened eyes, and rose from the table." Whoa. Not only was that creepy, but also we're even more tired now. Jeez. Again, the same dream with a tall figure. I guess, it feels like a serious case of soul sickness, doesn't it? Just let me rest. We're out of bread. I was hoping to rest. That was not restful at all.
I can't imagine eating one of those things.
Okay, it's busy over here. The alchemy corner. Let's go to Caius. Those herbs were just a little dry. Well, let's see if I can grab a nice breakfast on the way. And I have not forgotten, we need to find a pack for you. Before all that, we're gonna have to levitate a little bit. That's right. It's okay, I know what I'm doing. Always the same thing here. Is my spell powerful enough to take me to the other side? I think. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Whew. Just so. Nice. Guarana didn't like that. I don't like that at all. Oh, what happened, Guarana? Did you jump? Is this another nightmare? For sure. That's what it was. It was a nightmare. Okay, we're gonna make sure it was not a premonition. And I'm just going to walk to the Lalu Canton. We're not going to take any chances. Whew. That was probably worse than those dreams about Dagothor. Horrible. Maybe I should drop a mark in Crassius Curio's manor. Please, no more dreams. Hey, Emily. Sure, you could learn to try some. You could try to learn some magic. You want us to talk to a trainer for you?
See.
Like, I don't remember. Cyrilonwi, hello. No, she sells spells, but she doesn't train.
The Dark Brotherhood is ready to make their move on the Morag Tong. I hear the Night Mother herself has come to Vardenfell.
Wow.
I don't care what he asked you to do. The best thing for all of us is to ignore that scuttlehead. Last year, he asked me to learn the language of the Silt Striders, so we could question them about who they took to different cities.
Yeah. Let's see, do you offer training?
Senilius Catiusis has been digging around in Schuleftings for years.
Yeah, we should go there.
Has he given you any duties? He asked me to chain an army of Druk to the foreign quarter canton and have it towed to a more reasonable climate. Just between you and me, I don't think he's the best candidate for Archmage. I'd take that lizard skink in Sadrith Mora over Trebonius any day.
Not an unfair assessment.
You've...
Right, I'm sorry, Emily. I don't. We don't see any trainers around. And I know that these two mages offer spells and or trainings, but my rank is not high enough. No levitating. No levitating. No levitating. Let the horrors of the night serve as a lesson. Hey, Guarana. We need to get out of town so I can pick up some fresh herbs for you. So no levitating, but gliding along the walls of the canton, that's fine, right? Yes. Still no bridge here. We are taking the long route. I am not going to tempt fate. Let's wear our pretty clothes at the very least. And we go again, okay? Very good. I think it was the priest in Moonmoth that was willing to teach me, for a price obviously, but was willing to teach me a fortify speed spell. And I didn't go for it because I was like, meh. But now I realize it would be really good when we have business in Vivek. The spell might be a little difficult for me to cast, but if I can cast it, things would go so much faster while we're here. This is the waste work, but we know that the waste work connects to the plaza. There we go. From the pub. Okay, almost there. And up we go. No, I'm good. I'm going straight to Gracias and La Lubano's right there. It could be that I'm wasting my time entirely and those contracts that I retrieved are just fine. But
have you done any more business with Odral Helvi? If he
yes.
asks you to do something suspicious, keep me informed and I will reward you, Pudding.
Right, he asked me to retrieve the Caldera mining contracts.
Will you tell me who the thief is?
Yes, it was Elmusa Damori.
I will try and get in touch with her. Oh no, Dumpling. No need to be jealous. Just tell Odral who the thief really is. Tell him you found the documents in a crate or something. Please take this little gift of 500 drakes for keeping me informed.
Okay. Alright, that was the right move. You still want me to talk to Odral?
You're doing well, Dumpling.
Yeah.
Just speak with Odral Helvi again and keep me informed.
Okay. What about the mining contracts?
Report back to Odral, Dumpling, but don't tell him who the spy is.
Okay.
No
Don't...
one questions your unshakable dedication to...
It's my speed, isn't it? It is my speed. I'm working on my speed as much as I can. Can't do much better right now. Alright, thank you. Do you think I could grab breakfast upstairs? Surely. Being your dumpling and all that, I can certainly get a loaf of bread or something. Unbelievable. Nothing on the table? Nothing in the pantry. Well, I guess we will just have to get breakfast elsewhere. It's a bit disappointing. I thought Crassus Curio would be a better host, but we'll see. Alright, we'll have to pick this up as soon as we have breakfast.